Guys, I don't know what to make of this. We've only had 3 days of the playoffs so far, and already all hell is broken loose. I mean, talk about bonehead plays and/or decisions. Saturday, of course, we have the Chicago head coach keeping Derrick Rose, reigning MVP, in and out of the lineup all season long because of injuries, keeping him out there with a minute and a half to go. His team up by 12, and you know what happened to Rose. Then Sunday, we have the Celtics rallying from 19 points down, cutting the deficit to 4 at Atlanta, only to watch Rondo get himself suspended ultimately because of that ridiculous chest bump with the official after a bad call. And then last night, we have Amar'e, who really hasn't been able to hit the broadside of a building here the second half of the season, connecting squarely. Actually, he had a better punch, I think, against that fire extinguisher glass than any punch I saw Bernard Hopkins throw in that light heavyweight bout on HBO on Saturday night. 3 days, 3 ridiculous things. Who knows what today has to offer for us with the 3 games on tap. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here. This is going to be your Tuesday video report. Listen, I'm going to get to the charity play of the week and all the details on that one in just a moment. But first, let's backtrack to Monday's card. Of course, on Monday, I decided to come out with my first playoff release of the postseason. I told you on Saturday and Sunday that I've always felt that I like to see the first game of every series played, because then it allows me to evaluate what's going on the floor. Because as I've noted many, many times, in the playoffs, you have a different style of ball. Slower tempo, more emphasis on defense. Teams that rebound better generally do better. Well, last night, I came with a 15-dime play, which matched my highest rated play of my career in the NBA. And what did I tell you? I went with Dallas, a 6.5-point underdog at Oklahoma City that lost that game by 3 points to the Thunder. And in my analysis, my exact quote was, this is most likely a 3 or 4 point game in either direction. Mavs getting 6.5, lose by 3. I don't know if I can be more on the money than that, guys. Bottom line, excuse me, guys, I'm not going to start this video again. 30, 14, and 3. 30, 14, and 3 with those 15-dime plays in the NBA the past 3 years combined, including a perfect 3-0 sweep with them in the month of April. And tonight, guys, I'm coming right back with another one. My 15-dime play, again, matching the highest-rated NBA play of my career. This one going to be my first-round teaser of the year, Boston, Atlanta, combined with Denver at LA. Just as strong as last night's winner on the Mavericks, just as strong as the baseball winner I gave you on Friday night with the Braves as a $1.25 home dog on the run line, 6-1 over Pittsburgh, 4-1 with those baseball 15-dimers so far this first month of the season. And that's what I've got going tonight with 18 of 29 winning nights under my belt. And I'll have my free picks on the Phillies Braves, plus game 2 of the Chicago-Philadelphia series coming your way in just a moment. Also want to talk about Chris Jordan, guys. Winning day number 28 out of 42 on tap today. Top-rated 1,000-star release. His opening round game of the year, Philadelphia at Chicago, among 4 Tuesday winners. Almost more than 3 times stronger than his 300-star baseball underdog winner on the Diamondbacks, plus $1.60 in the 9-5 win at Miami yesterday. Over the past 41 days, $1 bettors, following Chris's advice, have won $3,452, and going back to 2006, they've won over $19,000. Now, that's the good. Let's talk about the bad, because that's only fair, guys, right? Anthony Redd yesterday, having his big 75-dime underdog playoff game of the year, hit his 75-dime regular season dog of the year back in February. Orlando Magic last night. Not a good play from A-Red there. Still, past 104 days, 90 wins, 59 losses, 3 pushes. Still, a $10 better has won $10,117 in that 104-day stretch. But certainly struggling here the last few days. And listen, guys, I have told you this many, many times over the years. Handicappers are not immune to the same winning and losing streaks that the players and the teams that they are handicapping on a daily basis go through as well. What you're looking for is somebody who can win over the long haul on a consistent basis. Anthony Redd, as you have seen, going back to early February, he's had a couple of rough patches, and those $10 bettors are still up over $10,000 since February. Another guy who had a rough patch recently was Craig Davis, guys. He had that phenomenal run dating back to February 1st, starting then continuing through with his 3rd straight Super Bowl winner. He eventually built that bankroll well up over 500 dimes. And then he hit, about 2.5 weeks ago, a horrendous week and a half losing streak. But now he's righted the ship again. And guys, listen, you're going to have bumps in the road. You have to be able to ride it out. Of course, when the guy that you're following has built up a substantial bankroll like Craig did, you, of course, are playing with somebody else's money at that stage. Craig has now turned it around and won 4 of the last 5 days. And tonight, he's got his 50-dime basketball winner, number 12 out of 15 on the Nuggets and the Lakers. His last 50-dime play in the NBA was way back on April 7th when the Bucks, laying 5.5, won by 22 over the Portland Trail Blazers. His last 50-dime release in college basketball was Kentucky over Kansas in that little national championship game back on April 2nd, and tonight's play is just as strong. It costs $65, but guys, that's the play I'm turning to for the charity play of the week, and you're going to get it for free. All you've got to do is use the coupon code I'm going to give you. And again, for those of you that are newcomers, the charity play of the week is simply this. Once a week, I'm going to pick a handicapper who has a big play, no matter what the cost is, and I'm going to give you that play for free. If it happens to win, the following day, right here underneath the video report, I'm going to post a charity of my choice and ask you to make an anonymous contribution to that charity if the play wins. Anonymous. Total anonymity, guys. I don't know who you are. I don't know whether or not, if the play wins, you'll actually make a contribution. I can only hope that you do the right thing. So, listen, guys. Craig Davis, 50-dime basketball winner, number 12 out of 15 on the Nuggets and Lakers. Listen, you can get it for free. Normally it costs $65. Just simply use this coupon code, CHARITY65. CHARITY65. CHARITY and the number 65. No space between charity and 65. Charity 65. CHARITY and the number 65. Smush it all together, guys. And you go to Craig's page. If you're a newcomer, you put the 50-dime play in your shopping cart. It'll show $65. Use that coupon code. Enter in the box when prompted. It'll take $65 off, leaving you with a net purchase price of $0. Again, if it wins, I'll put up a donation, a charity of my choice, and ask you to make an anonymous donation tomorrow. I've been doing this now for the last 8 weeks or so. The results have not been overwhelming, which ticks me off. I mean, it's disappointing because I certainly do it with every bit of the good intentions, and let's see if it cashes in tonight. It's about time. So anyway, that's the deal. I told you what I've got going tonight. Play matching my highest rated play of the career. Let me get to the free picks. Let's take a look at the Chicago-Philadelphia game. I am tempted to take Philadelphia in this contest. They're now up to 6.5 points, because the public has obviously jumped on the Bulls, pushing them up from 5.5 up a full point in this contest. And listen, in game number 1, Sixers had a multitude of problems. It wasn't that Rose played so great. I mean, another horrific shooting performance from the field, but it's the way he dished the ball, and he got everybody involved. And that's really what did it for the Bulls. That and the fact that the team that led the NBA in rebounding margin this season by an average of nearly 8 boards a game out-rebounded the 76ers by 11. Also, the 76ers centers, undersized Lavoy Allen, the rookie out of Temple, and Spencer Hawes, who... oh my God, he was like the disappearing invisible man there on Saturday in game number 1. He was just dreadful. Couldn't hit a shot if his life depended on it. Couldn't get to the boards. Those two combined for a total of 9 points. Jody Meeks, the starting shooting guard, was pulled after about 7 ineffective minutes in the game, replaced by Evan Turner, better rebounder, supplied some offensive spark. And the 76ers toyed staying within the number up until about early 3-4 minutes into the fourth quarter, and then they almost came back and pulled off the backdoor cover. Now, C.J. Watson, of course, is going to be making the start tonight in place of Derrick Rose. Now, listen, in the games that Watson started this year, the Bulls went 17-8. 17-8, not bad in the 25 games that he started in place of the injured Rose, and he averaged like 11.3 points in that stretch. So he'll be playing the point along with John Lucas. Together they each averaged a little over 38% from three-point land. Ball distribution isn't as good with Watson in the lineup. He averages. I think it's almost 6 assists. I think the Bulls, when he's in the lineup and Rose, is an average almost 8 assists less per game. So instead they go to more of a post-up game, which they can do, I think, against the 76ers because of their size advantage. So although it was tempting to take Philadelphia in this contest, instead, I think the way to go with this game is to play it under the total. It's sitting right around 176. I think this one is going to fall somewhere in the 168 to 169, maybe 170 max. I think it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game with Philadelphia putting everything into its defensive effort and trying to gain the split in the first two games at the United Center. I think the Bulls will be a little tentative offensively. I don't expect Philadelphia to come out and find themselves down 10-3 like they were in game number one. So I like the under in that contest. Now, your other play is going to be in baseball, where I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves minus the $1.25 at home against the Philadelphia Phillies. Listen, remember what happened last September? Not only did the Braves suck, I mean, last September, they were absolutely awful, going 9-18 in September, but in September, their swoon included 0 for 6 against Philadelphia. That's right, 0 for 6. If they had won just one of those games, they could have forced a playoff with St. Louis for the wild card berth to the postseason. And considering what the Cardinals did against the Phillies and everybody else, maybe the Braves should have won one of those games against the Phillies. So obviously, the Braves have a huge revenge game here on tap tonight. You know, in those 6 games last year, they scored just 11 runs. Atlanta did, but this is a different Atlanta team, a team that has its key players healthy. I know Cole Hamels has been a phenomenal pitcher since 2006, his rookie year in the month of May. 17-4 with a 3.68 earned run average. And I know he's 5-1 with a 3.69 earned run average in 7 career starts in the month of May against Atlanta. And I know he had a 2.57 earned run average in 4 starts against Atlanta last year. And I know the Braves have lost every single one of Brandon Beachy's 6 starts against Philadelphia, despite the fact that he has a 3.94 ERA. But you know what, guys? If all stats were one-sided, why don't they always win for the side that obviously has the advantage statistically? That's just not how it goes in gambling. The Braves are playing better ball. They've rebounded from that 0-4 start to the season by winning 14 of their last 19, despite a 2-2 split with Pittsburgh here at Turner Field the past 4 nights. Listen, Phillies aren't hitting the ball. They're missing Chase Utley, missing Ryan Howard. They're struggling to drive in runs. 5-5 road trip, came back home 2-2 against the woeful Cubs. I'll take the Braves at the small home price here in revenge in game 1 of this series. That'll do it, guys. Good luck. Talk to you again on tomorrow. Tomorrow being Wednesday.